All right, we are live. So, what's going on, everybody? Josh here, founder of Mountain Biking Life. Those of you that are going to be watching, I appreciate you for coming on. This is the episode number 2. If you watched the first one, we were about 9 minutes in and technical difficulties, but we're right on time. So, I'm super excited about that. But what I am super excited about this person coming on, and she is a mountain biker for many, many years. Her family rides, her kids ride, her husband rides. Apparently, he's like a badass on a single speed, from what I hear. So we can discuss a little bit more about that. I'm sure she's awesome as well. But she's also the owner and producer of the Cactus Cup that is here in the Valley, and she was an integral part of that coming back to the Valley. So we're going to bring her on here, and Miss Sage Melley, what is going on?
Hey, Josh, thanks for having me. This is super exciting. I'm really happy for your podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for giving me the time and out of our Monday night after Thanksgiving. So I'm curious, did you get a ride in over this holiday weekend?
Oh, yeah, thank goodness. We actually did a Cactus Cup group ride the day after Thanksgiving. I wish I had caught you in time. It was called Ride Off the Feast. We
Mm,
hosted about 15 riders, met us out at McDowell Mountain Park, and we went and did something a little different. We're always used to riding Pemberton and everything, but we went up into the preserve and rode Bell Pass and Prospector, some stuff on like the upper portion of McDowell, like in the belly of it, right under the towers. It was
yeah.
cool. So yeah, we hooked that up, and then I got a couple rides this weekend. I had some babysitting features in place, so we got out.
Nice, nice. That's awesome. Now, so if you guys don't know, if you don't know where Sage is, I'm based in Phoenix, and so is Sage. So she's just not too far away from me, and I know of McDowell Mountain Park. I've ridden there a couple times, and
Mm.
Pemberton is a super fun trail. But McDowell Mountain, sorry, park, they've done a lot of great things and a lot of hiking, but also a lot of great mountain biking. Pemberton is just one of those trails. Coming from, I've really only ridden it from the I'm going to butcher Tom's Thumb parking lot down
Oh,
and
sure.
gone down the north side and come around towards the competition track and then the
Yep.
parking lot and then back up. That's a brutal climb back up. If you
Yeah,
haven't done it in
I
a
know,
while.
and it stinks because in the morning it's super cold because you're going downhill for like an hour,
Yeah,
and then you come back out and you get the workout in. But yeah, I'm surprised you haven't ridden out there more often. I mean,
I
it's good to always
know, I
stop and ride once.
know.
And I'll say though, I don't ride Apache Wash that much, which is your side of town. So yes,
Right.
time to switch it up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I was trying, knowing that, like where the Cactus Cup is, I was trying to get out there over the weekend. I got close. I got to Browns Ranch yesterday. I got close. But for me, it's like going all the way around and out to Fountain Hills, which takes just a little bit longer than to get to Browns Ranch. So I was like, it was the path of least resistance to
Well,
get a
that's so
ride.
funny because you're driving, you're passing excellent ride, single track and everything. So you're like, why would I keep driving? But your best bet is to do that again. Just park at Tom's Thumb and just dump
Yeah,
into the park, and then you can part of Pemberton and Coach Trip. That's part of the XC course for Cactus Cup. So you're right there.
right, right. Sweet,
Yeah.
sweet. So, and if just so you know, my camera's here, and if anybody's watching this and seeing my eyes shift, I got some questions over here for Sage. So if my eyes shift, it's not because I'm checking my email or anything like that. So trying to figure this whole podcasting thing out. So one of the biggest things that obviously the podcast is about, and just mountain biking life in general, as I was kind of sharing with you earlier, is just like we all ride for our own reasons, and we all have a history, and we all have a story. And this is just part of it is just sharing some of those stories where how we got into it, what does it mean to us. So my question
Yeah.
to you, Sage, is what does mountain biking mean to you specifically?
I think the ultimate existence is freedom, right? Being free from your to-do list, cleaning, making lunches, and freedom to be outside. So free froms and free to be's is what mountain biking is to me. I think that we're all connected, how you and I just kind of get connected through this community that we have, because we all vibrate the same frequency for mountain biking. And it's so
Yeah.
joyful, it's just so exciting. Even talking to you just before this, we have so much in common just because of this one little sport that we like to do. I think it's so cool.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that when I got a taste of the community here, well, first off, it was the trails, Browns Ranch, then Apache's Wash, and then we went up to Prescott. My son came out; he had a mountain bike before me. He's back in Wisconsin, where I'm from, and 3 days. Browns Ranch, Apache Wash, next day Prescott, and did a lot of riding. So I had no idea about like what we had here, no idea. And that was just a glimpse, and that was like 2017. And then once I got a bike and I got into the computer, I'm like, these people are so awesome. They just like being outside. They like challenging themselves. They like to go fast. And the trails are awesome, and the weather is beautiful, especially right now. Like, what's wrong with this?
I know, and
The
then are you
community's
so
awesome.
glad you moved here? You're like,
Yeah.
this is where I should be.
Yeah. And over here on the side there, as you probably see a couple mountain bike Q&A. That's Johnny Yu. He's got a podcast out in Florida. So Johnny, you definitely have to come out here in Florida and actually check out riding out. So
cool.
Johnny's a good dude.
Well, Cactus Cup's a great excuse to come out, right?
Hey, Cactus Cup, March, buddy, March. We'll talk about that in a minute. Hopefully we'll get you stoked about it. So obviously I heard a little bit about you as far as just kind of like your history. So obviously, like, you've been riding for quite some time. Can you tell us a little bit about like when you started at like what age and who got you introduced to mountain biking?
Sure. My dad owned a bike shop here in Scottsdale. It was called Wheels and Gear over on Miller and McDowell. And we moved here from Colorado. I grew up in Breckenridge, and we moved here in 1991. And my dad had been a ski instructor his whole life and taught skiing. My mom as well. Both my parents did the same thing. So I learned to ski. And then we came here. My dad, as the entrepreneur, was like, what should I do now? And I remember him looking in the newspaper, and he was going to buy a tortilla factory or a bike shop. He knew nothing about either. So,
oh my God.
Yeah. So he said, yeah, I'm going to do a bike shop. Thank goodness he's a cool dad. And so he buys
tortillas or bikes.
Yeah, well, because he was just looking for a business for sale. It was so cool. He put his ego aside and said, well, where can I make money? And probably the bike shop sounded a little bit fun, but we weren't riders by any means. So the shop started out with a few bikes. It was in rollerblades, because that was the thing in the early 90s. So it was full of rollerblades and a few bikes, and it was a big rental program. So they pushed out a bunch of stuff. And then as time evolved, mountain biking or biking became more popular, and really the rental side of things, people coming into town, discovering this new sport. So he's renting all kinds of stuff. So it wasn't until college, so several years into the shop, that I actually took a bike out and rode they were moto trails back then in what's now Browns Ranch.
Yeah.
And it was, remember that? Or yeah, that would have been.
I heard about it. Yeah. I know some people that used to ride out there on their motos.
Oh, okay. Well, and then that's where the only real place we had, and that was in the boonies too. I mean, that was out there. So funny. So, so we would go, my dad and my brother, we would go out mountain biking, and that's kind of how it got started, was because of family, and which is cool because we've evolved now into my family riding and things like that. But after I started getting into the sport, I raced on the NBA series when I discovered it, because that was probably in the early days of NBA too. Then that evolved to Xterra racing, which is triathlon with an off-road component. So kept the mountain biking in there. And I just went on to do some cool stuff with the sport. And then, of course, the development of Cactus Cup. But it all evolved from just making connections, being in the community, just doing cool stuff. That was my favorite part.
That's awesome. So you were definitely outdoorsy when you were younger. And so do you have brothers, sisters? Do your parents, like, did they ride? Do they still ride? Does any of that stuff?
Well, what's funny, my parents are in their 70s. They're here in Scottsdale as well.
Okay.
And my mom still rides her road bike. she'll take it on the sidewalks and things like that. Like when we go back to Colorado in the summer, we'll hang out there, and she takes on the bike path, and she's so fast going downhill on her road bike that we all call her Rocket Girl. And I cannot keep up with her because I do not want to go that fast on pavement. So yes, I know, she's crazy. So yeah, she rides. My dad doesn't so much. I got him a stationary bike though, and keep him moving. It's boring. But
boring.
Yeah, I do have a brother as well, lives here too. We're all here, and he doesn't ride. But you know what? My brother is the announcer. He's been doing event announcing for years. He did the NBA series. He does the Leadville 100, all kinds of events, triathlon, Ironman he did for years. So
wow.
He's a part of the event in that sense. He's kind of retiring now a little bit, but he should be at our race again this year.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So it's still kind of a family affair. And then obviously I heard that your husband is a heck of a single speed, likes the glorious pain of a single speed.
Yeah, exactly. That's well put. I hope you found some information on him, or I don't know. You have to meet him sometime. He is awesome. Definitely. He is an incredible athlete, but in every sport, he struggles for maybe like a second in a new thing. Like I took him cross country skiing, and it was like 1 second, and then he could have been in the Olympics. Everything is so good, and so I think that's why he's got to be a single speeder. It's just got to be that much harder. But he's a really good rider, and I'm lucky because now we both have something that we do together.
Right. Well, that's awesome. I turned my 2011 Shrek Superfly, my first mountain bike. I couldn't get rid of it. I turned it into a single speed. So I have one, and it's like I love it.
Oh, do you?
I love it. It's so painful sometimes, and it's just but at the same time I love the ease of it. Like I don't have to worry about shifting. I know what I got, and I know if I see a hill it's probably gonna suck, and I love the grind of the uphill. Like I really do, and it makes me stronger. So I enjoy it. I have not, which we'll touch on this. I haven't done any races, or I haven't done any endurance or anything like that per se. I have done once a road ride 50 miles, but I've never done anything on a mountain bike, and so I haven't done anything long.
Okay.
Long. So
with some big climbs or something.
Yeah. So and you have 2 children. What are their ages? They're both under 10.
Yeah, right? One's 8. They're 8 and 10. So they're getting up there. Great little riders. You know what I just discovered? Specialized makes a 24-inch e-bike for kids.
What?
So awesome. It's just called a 24 Levo or something. And we rented one in Bentonville, Arkansas, just a couple months ago. It was a game changer. I tell you, if you've got little kids, I mean, it's super expensive, so renting it was the way to go. But it was great because my 8-year-old is my little girl, and she's just not as strong and probably not as interested either. But man, this gave her confidence and skill, and we were riding some pretty gnarly stuff, and she's like, right. And then of course just she felt such a big part of the family, because normally it's like these slow little sidewalk rides and stuff. But anyway, it was really cool. It's a cool new thing on the market.
That's cool.
Check it out. Yeah, if you needed something like that. So it was cool. So yeah.
Now, so if I remember correctly, so the 10-year-old can probably do MBAA right now, right?
Yes. Yeah. Good reminder. Yeah. His name is Breck, and he has raced MBA in the past. I think when he was 6 or something. He's always been into biking. Oh yeah. That was one of the reasons.
The age.
Yeah. And MBA, I don't know. But
I think it's like 6. I think it's like age 6, right? They can start riding.
Yes. Well, because NICA just does like they do like 100-yard dash, and NICA's high school.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Because in ACA is 6. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to get like. Yeah. And I think it's cool all the way, like especially kids out on mountain bikes. I get behind it. I'm a sponsor of the ACA, so super cool behind more kids on bikes. So I think it's awesome.
That's a big part. I mean, that's the next thing. next generation.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it sounds like you guys are a pretty active family as far as, I mean, I heard glorious words of Bentonville. So you were just recently riding in Bentonville. It sounds like. I haven't been there yet. How was that?
Really cool. I'm very excited I got to experience that. I mean, I like you, been hearing about it. What a strange place to go visit. Why would anyone go to this corner of Arkansas? And we had the
Right.
opportunity to go, and I'm sure glad we did. Yeah, it was really cool. So, but I do see a lot of those cool factor things here and developing here with there's a new bike park in Fountain Hills that's open. I haven't checked it out yet. I know there's some things in Mesa that I haven't looked at yet.
Yeah, I keep hearing, Hallsaholics, props to them, the Facebook and the Facebook channel.
Mm-hmm.
They got they do a lot of, like, a lot of people on there are very focused on like what's going on in our community, how we can make it better. Of course, everybody has opinions, but that's okay. Everybody's got an opinion. That's okay.
Right. Right.
But we do see, like you were saying, is like a lot of pump tracks and different parks are coming in. There's a lot of growth here in the Phoenix Valley that I'm super excited about, just as a mountain biker, and also like the opportunities for more children, kids, to get into the sport, which I believe is, it's great to be outside and to ride a bike. Like,
Right.
I mean,
Right. And those
physically
kids, they want
active
to,
instead of, yeah.
yeah, they want to come in. What's going to grab their interest isn't those long XC rides. It's going to be the bike parks, the pump tracks, things like that.
Yeah, I
Are
know,
these
right?
popping up on your screen?
Yeah,
These
yeah,
comments? Okay. Okay. That's cute.
yeah.
It's true. Yeah. So Bentonville is certainly on to all of that with the features that they offer through their skills parks, but also the trails, because it's all tight knit. And so there is, what was I going to say? McDowell Mountain Park, where we host our race, is developing a huge bike park plan that they've now opened to public notice. Have you seen that yet?
I think that's what I've been seeing with the pump track and the dirt and
Oh, okay.
asphalt. I think
Yes.
because I didn't know where exactly it was going to be, they were just talking about it. So
Right, and it is
they
still talk.
mentioned location. So that's in McDowell or
Yeah, they're
Fountain Hills?
talking about. Well, no, McDowell Mountain Regional Park, right where we do the comp loops, where everything happens. They're proposing a large bike park there with
Okay.
all kinds of things going on. And then in Fountain Hills proper, there is a current park, a skills park that is open right now.
Because that's brand new. That one, right? That
Correct.
new pump track or whatever, skills park, that's
Yes.
brand new,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, I think it just opened in September.
Okay. Yeah, I got to get out there. Do you guys have a dirt jumper, a little pump track bike that you guys have fun with, or you just take the bikes out?
No, we just take a regular. We have plenty of bikes in our garage. None of them are like pump, squish, super squish downhill things, but
Okay.
it's
Okay.
hilarious. You'd think like 20 people live here with the amount of bikes.
I was going to ask you because I saw one of the videos on the Cactus Cup Instagram page, the Cactus Cup Instagram page. You guys go like that, go follow them. But I saw like you were announcing what the people were going to get for prizes, and it was probably in the garage. And I'm like, how many specialized bikes do these?
It's so awesome that you noticed that, because I
I
set
was
it up like
like,
that. And my
wow.
10-year-old was filming. I'm like, buddy, get the specialized in there. It was really funny. Yeah, and that was only a few, because we have some non-specialized on the
We
other side
don't
of the
talk
garage.
about those things. We don't talk about those things.
Yeah.
Major sponsor.
Well, I love them. They don't quite make like the perfect single speed yet for Mike. So he did get a specialized currently, but it has gears on it. It's kind of weird for him, but it's working.
It's working.
Yeah.
He
He's like
works
super
with it.
fast now.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. Right on.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've been in mountain biking for a long time. Your family's in it. So obviously like you're big into mountain biking. So so the biggest thing is like you brought back the Cactus Cup, which has a history. From what I saw it started in 1991 from a couple guys created it, right? And then it was around for a couple of years, a little around 10 years or so, and then it went away for a little bit. And um, so from my understanding, it was 1991 that it started. Where exactly in the valley was it?
You are correct, 1991. So it's kind of a cool year when the advent of mountain bikes was just beginning. Fat tires,
Yeah,
there were no shocks, things like that. But the whole concept of riding on the dirt,
rigid.
and it doesn't even seem like it was that long ago. I know that's sad, but we've come so far. It's really cool.
Yes.
But yeah, with the rigid frames and stuff. And so yeah, a group of guys that they're getting their bikes in the early 90s and they're riding out at Pinnacle Peak where like Riata Pass is still kind of is, and then Greasewood Flats used to be there, but it's out on Alma School and it's near Brown's Ranch. But it's covered with homes now. It used to be a 150 acre park for bike riding, but it's long gone now. But and again, probably was the boonies back then too. So
Right. Definitely not these days. That's really,
no.
really pricey real estate.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't that funny? The part with the place where they were just goofing around for days. It's cool. So yeah, they were all getting their mountain bikes together. Like I said, they thought it would be super cool to race some bikes. So the very first year they had about 100 riders show up. Pretty good turnout, honestly.
That's a good
People probably didn't
turnout.
even have real bikes. So
Right.
yeah, they held their first race, and I'm lucky enough to have met with one of the founders, a longtime friend of mine, Dan Bazinski. He started Cactus Cup. He started Team Aware, which was the group of guys that got together, and he is the greatest. I'm sure to his wife's dismay, but he saves everything. So he saved boxes of all the old stuff. I have the original red paper registration form from the very first race that they put around shops and things like that. Posters, photos, all kinds of cool original photos. This is them digging the trails. I can talk more about that out
Yeah.
at McDowell Mountain Park. But really cool stuff that he saved. And so I am able to have all of this old memorabilia. Oh, like these posters here behind me. These are from
Yeah, I was gonna
Dan as
say,
well. Yeah, let's see. We've got one from 1998 and 1995. And I got a 1994 back there too. So yeah, I saved them. So anyway, but on that note of all the memorabilia, we do set up a museum on site on race weekend to display this. And what that's done is gotten other people to come out and say, hey, I have the original swag bag, the t-shirt. A great friend of mine, Ricky Lane, he has his original race plates from the early years. So we display all that in honor of all of this, the roots that we have in this sport and for what Cactus Cup is. So anyway,
that's
that
awesome.
was the advent of it back in the 90s, and there's still stuff around that we can
Yeah.
enjoy.
That's awesome. So what happened for it to, well, obviously there was probably just a bunch of guys that were sitting around and were like, let's start a race, right? Like, is there a little bit more than that? Or is that's pretty much what it was? Like the brainchild of let's start a
As far as I
race?
know, I should talk to Scott Pulsell about that. He was one of the original guys, then the specialized rep for, all the way up to last year, really. Yeah, but I think that was it. They said, hey, let's put this together. Dan was a great organizer, got everyone together, figured out the posters and the reg forms and everything, and they put it on. And then the second year in 1992, Specialized came on board as the title sponsor because of the involvement of some of the guys on the team. Scott specifically was involved with Specialized. So yeah, they came on as sponsor. So then it carried in up to 1997 as the Specialized Cactus Cup, and was the most famous race around. Most old timer mountain bikers that know about the Cactus Cup, because it was almost the only thing going there for quite a few years.
Was it still a stage race at that time, or was it more of a one-day distance?
That's a great question. No, it was a stage race, and they would do. They did like a Super D. Well, let me jump forward into like the later years where they used to do a fat tire crit down in downtown Scottsdale. They would race in Old Town Scottsdale, the crit portion. It was huge. Spectators would come out from, can you imagine Saturday night in Old Town, all the people that are already out, and then
that would be nuts.
It was so fun. The fat tire crit. And then later in the years, they moved that crit to Fountain Hills. It started to lose interest and stuff. But in the glory days, it was really cool. So they'd have the criterium. Then they would have an XC race. Yeah, and then they would change, the third thing would alternate from different things. But yeah, it was always a few days long event.
Okay, got it. Well, I think it needs to go back into. I think there needs to be a crit in Old Town Scottsdale. That just sounds fun.
Oh man, it was. I thought about that. Hey, I thought of everything. I will honor this tradition in any way I need to. And I explored that option with the city of Scottsdale. They were fine with it. But talking, with some of my inner circle people, we thought that it would be kind of splitting it. If you're trying to be in Old Town on Friday,
yeah,
and McDowell Mountains on Saturday, you don't have that community that we're really all about, because we're camping and bonfires. We've got a movie night, so it is a catch though. You do want to do both. I guess we could have a one-off.
No, and I get it. Like I love, and we're gonna get into what would one expect to see when they come out there. So we'll get to that. I'm glad you brought that up. So, but I get it, the logistics of it all. Yeah,
yeah,
maybe an option. I don't know. Like, it just sounds cool.
It would be cool. It'd be cool to watch for sure. I wouldn't want to do it, but I guess Whiskey Off Road kind of does that. They've got
They do.
Super
yeah,
cool.
but the start end rate, start finish line is right around the block. Is on the other side. So I remember seeing my first one up there. Was it last year? I was like, oh my god, no, I will not be doing that. I will not be doing that. No. So 91 to about 97, and then what kind of happened? Just kind of fizzled out, like attraction wise.
Okay. I think Specialized had taken it in-house, and then didn't want to produce events anymore because they're a bike manufacturer. So they figured out that split. So it just kind of fizzled out. I think some people who took it over later on took it nationwide. I think there was like a Chicago Cactus Cup or Illinois or something. So it was around nationally a little bit, and then it just kind of fizzled out. And by then I wasn't paying attention personally in it anymore. So, or in fact, I might have just started racing. I don't know. So then it just went away. So it wasn't until 2017 that I finally got on this idea that had been nagging me. It was just, for some reason, had come into my head. It was just like an inspired idea. And it took a little bit of time, but finally I was like, okay, I just really think this would be cool and important. So that's when it restarted. The revival is what I call it.
How long did that process from like some little sage on your on your shoulder, like, I think you need to do this, to actually like new Cactus Cup? Like, how long did that roughly take, and what was the I'm just curious, because I like to understand, like, what does the time frame take in designing and creating something like that, and how long did that take you before it came into fruition?
I mean, looking back, not that long. It was probably a year. So we had inherited the Fat Tire 40. It was a cross-country mountain bike started by Swiss America guys, a bike shop called Swiss America. It's no longer around. Those guys started this thing called the Fat Tire 40. It was super cool. Just a 40-mile cross-country race at McDowell Mountain Park. And so we inherited, Mike and I, and we started putting it on. And so basically we had this route, we had this time in March, which this was happening. And so that, coupled with my nagging idea to put the Cactus Cup on, I took the time between, so from March to March, to develop the Fat Tire 40 into the 3-day events that it is now, and revive the Cactus Cup. So there was a little bit of foundation to it already.
Okay, got it. So did some of those Fat Tire 40 people come over and immediately jump on to the Cactus Cup?
No, they're just our friends in the community. They're just mountain bikers. So we just let them in free to the race every year. But yeah, they're just fun-loving guys. Cool. So no, they weren't a part of the Fat Tire 40. No, it was just us putting it on. So that's why our in the Cactus Cup now, we have a 40-mile cross-country option. That's kind of the starting of how it all came to be.
Got it. So what So let's talk about the actual Cactus Cup as far as like how it works right now. So, so you have like, what is like, if somebody was, let's do this. If they were going to be a rider, if they don't know about the Cactus Cup, which have probably been under a rock, but what does the weekend kind of look like as far as racing if you're going to do the stage race?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we offer a ton of different things. The way to look at it on a whole is this one-stop weekend for something for everyone, because I'm trying to do a service for the community to have a reason to get together. And a lot of us at my age, we have family with kids and things like that. So you can't just peel off and go race like you used to. So I wanted to create a place where people can race, but their kids can come, the wife or the spouse who doesn't ride or so much has something to do, or maybe an easier distance, or, things like that. Again, something for everyone to do. So there's a ton of options. But what we want to do is just cultivate this connection with everybody. So if we can get them all together, then we'll have this
Yeah.
like great party. So
Okay.
yeah, so stage racers, like the serious athlete, the ones that we really want to showcase, because this is a big thing. You can race for 3 days. I find that stage racing isn't very well known, or isn't a popular thing in Arizona, at least. I love stage racing. I like to do the Leadville 100, which is like the 100 miles over 3 days. My husband and I have done Breck Epics. We like to do these multi-day adventures. So I was trying to do that as well. So that big adventure guy or girl would do the 3 days, and we've got a time trial on Friday. Then you do the XC40 on Saturday, and then the enduro on Sunday. Now, an enduro is tough because I know the definition is these big mountain downhills. We don't have that. So this is really a cross-country enduro. We're calling it like a part group ride, part race, because Sunday morning, you race for 2 days. You're going to head out with your team or your family up to each segment, ride together, the transitions, you can socialize. It's kind of it's meant to be the fun after the hard work is done. So that's just a plug for the enduro. But those are our 3 main events that happen.
That's awesome. So essentially, if somebody wanted to do that, they were going to get in and they come sign up for the Cactus Cup. So they would essentially be able to ride the same bike the entire weekend then, based off of the terrain and everything?
Yeah, good point. Yes, you're right. Everything is cross country. If you're not from the desert and you're listening, it's fairly flat, and it's smooth gravel. It's just like a great fast course in every aspect of it. The fun thing though is that we don't have any rules about what bike you can use. So I do like to encourage people to bring their toys. Ride your fast XC bike on Saturday, bring your full squishy on Sunday for the enduro, bring it all out. We got
And if you only have one bike, you can always go buy another one.
Right. That's a good encouragement too.
Go buy another one.
I'm a big fan of buying bikes. Yes.
Just go get another one. It's okay.
Yeah, that's the main event. And then there's a lot of other things happening too, if you need to know, care to know, but just to answer your question.
Yeah, but I love the fact that it's, you're really bringing, even those, like my wife doesn't personally ride. And that's okay. She doesn't need to. It's not her thing. But to bring her into the mix is always nice. And I finally had an opportunity to really kind of bring her in, because we had a spot up at the mountain biking festival last year. So she was able to see what the community is really all about. She's never really been to an event. And obviously this is different than an actual race weekend. It's different because there's no racing up there. But she at least saw the community, and we got to, hang out with other vendors and meet other people, and we're just other people. We have this common thing that we do, ride, but we're all just cool people. We like to have a good time and go out and have fun and dance or have food or whatever. So I think it's really, really cool that you're creating a place where you said it, the spouses, the kids, the family can come together. And you don't all have to ride, but bring your bike, just kind of ride around, putz around. There's more than enough trails to do that. And you can camp out there and have fun with other people.
have the firsthand experience of exactly what I'm talking about. We all find ourselves in those positions where, so for Sedona Fest, you would normally have to peel off on your own and then you're gone
Right.
for the weekend, or my husband races and then he's gone and I'm with the kids, and that happens, like you said, but it's so cool to be able to include everybody together, because then that spouse or those parents get to go do their thing and be in their best joy. And the kids,
Yeah.
so that's another thing I have too, for both parents who ride in some cases. During the cross country event, I have a kids mountain bike camp where the parents drop their kids off for 4 hours and go race right there on site. They're not going anywhere. They're under like great supervision from some local guides and teachers, and they teach them about desert and everything around them, plus take them on a ride and teach them skills. So the kids are learning to embrace the joy that their parents have. Well, the parents, so I solved the problem of the childcare as well when you have young kids who aren't, high school. Yeah. And
Way
so,
to go.
and so I even say, hey, mom, if you're not a racer, husband rides, you go take a nap in the camper, put the kids in camp, Great. So, yeah, so I feel that is very important. And I hope your wife had fun at the mountain bike festival, because it is fun to be able to show off your hobby.
She did. She was like, it was a little cold. I mean, because that weekend, Thursday, it snowed. And so we were supposed to get up there on Thursday, set up, and then start on Friday. But that didn't really happen.
She was probably like,
I was like, yeah, we're literally brooming water and snow off of where my 10 by 10 goes.
I know. I saw those pictures. They look terrible. Well, they moved. Now they're on the same weekend as Cactus Cup. So
I know. I looked and I was like, so one of my ambassadors, Jason, shout out to Jason Frazier. He signed up for his first race, and it's going to be the Cactus Cup next year. So
awesome.
I'm super excited for him. So he's going to be there. I wanted to do it because I need to do a race, and I'll be up at Sedona, unfortunately, but I'm going to promote you guys all the way. So we'll be there in spirit, especially through my ambassador, Jason. So,
cool. Yeah,
what other category, like what categories do you have for like analogs, single speeds, kids, e-bikes, like is it young and old, amateurs to pros, anybody can come out and sign up, kind of a thing?
Yep. We have young as 9 can sign up for the mini cup. The mini cup is the 25-mile cross country. So again, time trial, cross country, enduro. We've got a couple distances on that of the cross country. So yeah, as young as 9 can do that. And then we have our nationally recognized pro field. It's pretty impressive that comes out. We do have a prize purse, $7,000. So these guys will actually race a short track. They don't do the time trial. We get all the pros elbow to elbow, and we race them through the expo and on the single track. So similar to that Fat Tire Crit, but it's this really fun spectator event. These guys go all at it. So yeah, the pros will come out. We'll have 50 male pros, 40 women pros on the line for the weekend. So there's some really cool who's who that show up. And then of course we have the whole amateur categories that are about 10-year brackets or something like that, all the way up to 70. I've got Bill Steen, 71, is racing with us. My friend Cindy Topel, also 70, racing. So got both sides.
That's fantastic. And some of these, so being a sponsor of the ACA, like some of these kids, like under the age of 18, I'm just like, what? Like how fast they are. I'm like, oh my God. And I remember hearing about one kid, I think it's Keegan shout out to Keegan, up in Flagstaff. But he did, I think the gravel grinder, which is that 100 miles, the gravel grinder? But he did that in like one Saturday. I think it's, was it Chino Gravel? I think it's Chino
Grinder. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's 100 miles.
Grinder. I think that's like 100 miles or something like that. He got like placed like first in his age group, and second in all males, or third or something like that. And then the next day he comes into the ACA and like just crushes everybody and got the first.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah, these young kids, and with
Crazy.
ACA and NICA and these platforms for these kids to train and race. I mean, this is like unbelievable what these guys are doing. It's cool.
Yeah. It's been really, really cool seeing those kids on the weekends, and the family and the support and community, and the parents are really, really supporting these kids and traveling all over the state, like to north to south. Like, oh my gosh, what they have to go through on a weekend, and it's just for one day, so south is going up to Flag or Snow Flag, and then all the way down to it's crazy, but it's really, really cool that there's a whole lot of support for those kids and just what they're all about, and just the organization as themselves. It's been fun to see, and I'm like, okay, there's a lot of good things that I can feel like, minus the news. This is really damn cool,
right?
To see about what's going on with some of our kids.
So. Yeah, it gives them a really cool place to put all their energy, and then we're here to help them with that, whether it's Cactus Cup or Mountain Bike Life. I mean, you're supporting them, so.
Yeah, Johnny, he's a funny guy. Youth is wasted on the young. Truly, I'll take a little bit more of that youth, right, Johnny?
Right, Johnny.
Do you guys have anything for adaptive riders by chance?
No, nothing yet. We do have an e-bike. You had mentioned that before. That's not an adaptive thing, but we have an e-bike category that for all the events. But no, nothing yet. But I've got some good friends, same as your connections, that are my info to that world, that are really helpful. So we'll go from there.
Cool. Right on. So I hear, like, you just announced something. There's a collaboration that you guys are doing.
Yes, so thank you for reminding me. It was on my list and it floated out of there. Yes, we are doing an awesome partnership with Belgian Waffle Ride. So BWR is the nationwide gravel event that happens. And they come to Arizona. Last year was their first year here. They're out in Cave Creek and they race all over North Scottsdale. But we're doing a partnership where trying in an effort to keep people riding their bikes out here in March when it's snowy and cold most other places. Why don't you stay here, ride BWR, hang out for a week, and then ride Cactus Cup. So we are putting on the Duel in the Desert, where if you ride the 75-mile BWR event, it's called their Wafer, and then participate in our XC event, our 40-mile XC event, then you are a Duel in the Desert participant. So it's nice. Really, really going to be cool. Yeah, and we're gonna award the king and queen of the desert in each category. So if all the Cactus Cup categories, then everyone gets this really cool custom prize, and they are the king and the queen. Perfect.
Being the first. Being the first one. It's kind of a big deal. You can always hang your hat on that.
Yeah, it's cool. Well,
I'm curious.
It goes to the toys again. You got to bring your gravel bike and your mountain bike. So.
Yeah, true. And if you don't have one, go get another one.
That's the theme of this show.
I know. I'm like, I look at my other friends that I saw, and it was like, just go buy another bike. And I'm like, oh, that just solves everything. It's like,
feeling down, get a bike.
You know what? Simpler things. So I'm curious, like, when was the last time that you did a race? And have you ever peeled yourself away from the organization and operational stuff to go compete in a Cactus Cup for yourself recently?
Oh, no, not Cactus Cup. That is my work weekend. I'm dedicated. No, but I do other stuff. We actually go up to Leadville in the summer because of my husband's job. So we hang out up in Colorado in the mountains, and I have lots of free time to ride my bike. He doesn't, but I do.
Sounds terrible. Sounds terrible. You get to spend the summers in Colorado, and
I know. It's great. But that's how him and I did Breck Epic a couple times. So the Breck Epic has a team where you can do a duo. So we could alternate days, and he did it on a single speed. It's pretty cool.
So explain that one a little bit more, because I haven't heard of the Breck Epic.
Oh, it is a 6-day stage race in Breckenridge. It's got like 40,000 feet of vertical or something over 6 days. Yeah, it's crazy. And it's like 30 to 40 miles a day. It's super adventurous though. I mean, this is the like pinnacle of adventure. Cactus Cup is like fun and party. This is just you go all out and you just rip yourself apart and you're just like, what? It's so pretty here at the same time. So yeah, that's what the Brick Epic is.
6 days, 40,000 feet of elevation throughout the 6 days, and he did it on a single speed. Just the first piece. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And then you add one gear.
Yeah, you just got to make it interesting, I guess.
Let's just make it interesting.
Gears. Yeah.
I think I like your husband. There's this brutalness. It's just like I like him. I hike a lot, and I should have another brand of hiking life. The amount of I probably spend more time hiking, and I throw a 60-pound pack on, and I'm like, I was just like, let's just go up a mountain, and that's fun to me. But not like it's like 3 miles. It's not 6 days of riding a single speed. Oh my, that's just another level.
It's really, true, but you know, it's what you find fun, and otherwise you wouldn't do it. I hope so.
Exactly. So, right on. So what? So if somebody was, let's go back to just the experience of the weekend. So you said, I just want everybody to get like the full picture of what a weekend kind of looks like. So you said, obviously you can camping out there. There's bonfires, there's videos, there's movies. Like, paint a picture of what somebody might experience. It sounds like a whole lot of community. But is there anything we're missing out of that?
No, that's a good way of saying it. It's community and camaraderie, and trying to carve out a time and a space where we can all come together and do the thing we like the most. You know, you got to sign up for this stuff. You got to put doing fun things on your calendar these days. And so here, put this on your calendar. Come do fun stuff. So and bring your whole family, because everyone should have fun. So we have little Strider races for the little 1 to 5 year olds on those little Strider bikes. It's funny. A riot. We have these streamers, and they go through the octopus arms, and then we put them up on the podium. These just little dudes. It's so cute. So we have that going on. But yeah, so the weekend starts on a Friday, which this year is March 8th. And everyone moves in for their camping spot. So it's a big camp, ride, repeat weekend. It just fills up the whole park. So people get with their friends and, get their spaces like at Old Pueblo and stuff. It's really cool. And then Friday's event starts, and it goes throughout the day, given the nature of the time trial. It's one at a time kind of thing. And then, so then we cap off Friday evening with the pro short track, where the beer garden's open. The music is pumping. I love Pitbull. Sorry, but we got that.
That's awesome.
We make it fun. And anyway, it didn't last very long if you don't like Pitbull, but the pros just buzz right through the beer garden. Everybody's cheering them on. It's the end of the day, and everybody's getting ready for the 40-mile race the next day. So we've got the Saturday, which this year is March 9th, is going to be gigantic, because we have the little kids racing, the elementary school kids racing, that age that's not really filled with NICA or ACA. We have a race for them. And so that's super fun. We've got our industry expo, shopping. It's where, kind of like Sedona Mountain Bike Fest, you'd find stuff to buy and look at and have fun. We've got our Jumbotron playing like Red Bull videos. So when you're done with your race or you're chilling, you're kind of mesmerized by the cool bike videos happening right in front of you outside.
Right.
And then I mentioned the beer garden, of course, that's open all weekend. We've got Kona Ice that comes out, food trucks, everything. And then Saturday night is when we play a movie on the Jumbotron and offer s'mores in the bonfire. Again, just fostering that community. You're already there camping. You want to come out and hang out, or you do your own thing at your campsite. That's cool too. And then we finish the weekend on Sunday. It's a pretty low key finish with the enduro, and then we do our big overall awards ceremony for all those stage racers. We'll have awards ceremonies every day, but we do those big overall that event on Sunday. Yeah, and then that's it, and everyone packs up. And hopefully the weather's nice. It usually is. Doesn't it sound fun?
It sounds like a blast. It sounds like a blast. And I have to make it out there. Hopefully Sedona moves the weekend someday in the future.
They will. They felt pretty bad for doing that, actually, but they were up against it. So we'll be separate.
Yeah. the amount of feedback I'm sure was immense on that. So, besides that, so hopefully they move it. So I want to participate. I want to participate. So it sounds like an absolute blast. Like, how can you not like go out, ride your bikes, be around a lot of cool people,
Right.
have some beer? Huss Brewing, you know, I mean, amazing beer.
Local. Got our local
Exactly.
supply, which we like.
Exactly.
ESI Grips, local to Arizona. So we try to get
Local.
all our local people. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, is there room for people to sign up
Oh yeah, absolutely.
for
We do
2024?
sell out around mid-February, maybe a month out from the event. We typically have to cap it for rider experience and things like that's happened the last few years. So certainly get in by the new year, just after the new year would be a good time. It's still open.
Okay. I'm going to try to
can you share a link or something? Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to, let me see here. Let me see. I'm going to try to bring on the website here real quick and just look at it.
Oh, cool. Good for you.
Not working. Let's do this. Oh, it's not working. All right. Well, I don't know what to do.
I can hear
well, anyway.
Thinking. Sounds like you're doing something.
I know. Like I'm changing. Oh, no, that's not it. Oh,
Ready?
That's not it.
Dang, next time. That's kind of cool though.
All right. Well, I'm trying to bring on the actual present. Oh, here we go. Share screen.
Ooh.
No, that's not it. For some reason, it's not working. Anyways, what I wanted to do was bring on thecactuscup.com. So if anybody was looking to go to the website, it's thecactuscup.com. And you'll be able to go there. It says really in bold letters, register now. And the Cactus Cup is this coming March 8th to the 10th. And when does it really start on Friday so people can kind of get their weekend prep? Does it start around noon, like set up and getting their packets and all that stuff for the weekend then?
The time trial starts at 10. So I think we've got the ladies that go first. So yeah, you really got to plan on 3 days. 3 whole days with Friday off. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool. That's what I figured. Cool. So yeah, and there's a lot of history. There's a lot of information there. If you're on Instagram, make sure that you follow the Cactus Cup as well because they have a lot of great stuff on there.
Oh yeah, just on that note, really quick, we are giving away a Kuat rack in December. So if you follow us on Instagram, and register for the race, you'll be entered to win a Kuat rack. Very cool.
Well, those are really, really nice.
Yes, they're super nice. And we're giving another one away next month too. So, I mean, in February.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. Found it. Thanks, Johnny. So Johnny gave me the tips of what system to use. Like he was my inspiration. Johnny U Mountain Bike Q&A. So thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. So that is the website there. And let me get this over here. So obviously you can register now right there. Yeah, so a lot of cool stuff. The photo gallery, the photos look really, really cool as well. So, going back to the winning the bike rack. How do they do that?
It will be where it says merchandise sale. That's going to be the new banner at the end of the week. So it's part of, we do a gratitude giveaway because we're grateful for all of our riders. You just have to be registered by December 25th by Christmas. And then we draw the winner on December 26th, and Kuat will ship the rack right to your house.
Well, that's pretty dang cool.
Isn't that cool? We did it last year, and one of our good friends who has an e-bike won, which was cool. We don't choose the winner, somebody else does, but he happened to win. And it was cool because the e-bikes are so heavy, but he finally had a rack to put it on. So it was a really cool story. So we hope the next one goes to someone just as much in need. Sure it will.
I'm sure it will. It usually does, right? It usually does.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, is there anything else that you want to share that we can put this out and let people know about?
I think we covered everything. It's been really fun though. I'm so proud of you, and this whole thing is so well done and fun for us and seemingly for you. So thank you for having
Absolutely.
me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's always fun. Oh, Mountain Bike, he's following you now, so you got one more follower
All
Sage.
right. All worth
One more
it.
follower. I'm sure we'll get many, many more because I'll push this out as well. So, but it's been fantastic. I mean, thank you to Jody Johnson here in the Phoenix Valley that suggested I interview you and bring you on. So I got to say a big thank you to her and how we got linked up together. But again, it just goes back to the community, and I love everything that you're doing. Obviously, your husband's a huge piece of the community, and hopefully I'll meet him someday and maybe have him on down the road. But I just think it's really, really cool what you're doing, and I'm looking forward to eventually riding with you guys sooner than later.
Great. Great.
And also participating in the race that you brought back with your team and your family. So thank you again for your time. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the feedback. I appreciate that as well.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. And on our website under community or get involved, we have a group rides page. And we do put on several community rides just to bring our friends together, our community together. So we'll have our annual beers and pre-ride in February. I've got a women's series clinic to get some more women riding bikes. It's all listed under our group, get involved tab on the website. So can always
Let's
find
do, let me show that real quick, just so where people can see it. And let's do that and share this. I'm a pro now at sharing.
Yeah. Hey, there's the page.
So there's the festival, the XC, kids events.
Wait, this is like Facebook. You have to go to the website.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Oh, my bad. I should probably have it there as well.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Let me remove that. Oops. Yes. You said the website, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go.
Yay, cool. Yeah, under get involved.
Get involved, okay.
And then group rides at the bottom.
Awesome.
Yeah, that lists the women's series. The next one is December 17th at Brown's Ranch, open to all ladies. We had 18 ladies show up last time.
That's awesome.
Kicked butt. Isn't that cool? Yeah, we did great. We did a clinic and took them for a ride, and it was really fun. So, and most of them were beginners. So at all levels are welcome. We had a couple advanced, and we had an advanced leader for them. But anyway, that's there. And then we did already do our Thanksgiving, our post-Thanksgiving ride. That will change to our annual beers and brats or something that we do. It's really fun. But yeah, you can always find it there.
30-mile ride. Get ready to ride. Ready to ride.
Get going.
Right on. Awesome. Cool. Thank you again, Sage. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and we'll see you soon. Thanks much.
Sounds good. Thank you.